So I'm working on painting in my sky. I'm using my lightest tint, and I'm just painting in all of the areas that are sky with my lightest color. My trees will have leaves on them, but right now I'm trying to paint in the biggest areas first because it's a lot easier to paint in the background sky when there's no leaves on my trees. But once I start adding in all those trees, all those leaves. Okay, and I understand that this color, this lightest tint of my pink, does not show up quite as well as some of the darker shades of red. These reds don't really record very well at all, but it gives you an idea. Okay, so I want to fill in all of my areas. The nice part about having the papers, or even if I was painting on a canvas, is I can change it around so that way I can reach all areas, although this is a small enough piece of paper that it doesn't take me too long to fill in some areas. Okay, now as I'm painting, I am adding some water. This is liquid tempera, so I don't have to add a lot of water for it to go onto the paper, but I am adding a little bit here and there. It does make it go a little bit farther, but for the most part I don't add too much water, just a little bit of water to help kind of make the paint thin out a little bit and go a little bit farther. In past schools I've actually had acrylic paint, and so the acrylic paint would go farther if we added little bits of water here and there, so that way it would last longer. We had the acrylic paint because that was what the prior art teacher before I got there had bought, and there was a lot of it. So that's what we used. Normally I like the tempera just because it's cheaper, so that means we can buy more of it, and we can also have it go a little farther. It also washes out of your clothes, so there's another reason for tempera. Yay! Okay, so I will finish painting in the sky, but let's look at my little building here, okay? So I'm going to, because it is in the background and it's not the sky where colors are lighter, I'm rinsing out my brush, not that you can see, but I've got a little cup of water and I'm rinsing it out. That I don't really think you need to see. I'm going to take my darker tint. I'm still keeping with the tint just because, well, then I can use it, and this got knocked over, so I'm just going to paint from the lid because it's still good paint. Okay, and I'm just going to fill in my house. I'm not going to worry about the roof or doors or any sort of little anything like that right now. I can go back and add that back in. Well, I was going to say, like I said in one of the other videos, but that was one that my computer, I lost it because the file got bad. So I tend to stick with very simplistic things when I'm making my landscapes, unless I have an exact picture that I can look at. So yeah, my trees are Y trees, which is a very lower elementary thing, but the details that I add to them bring them more up from a lower elementary level. I stuck with kind of a lower elementary level little house here, but I threw in some perspective done correctly, so that makes it a step up from the super elementary little house back here in the background. But yeah, I tend to keep with the simple things and go from there. So I'm going to finish painting in my sky, and then when I come back with my next video, I will show you guys how to start adding some texture to the trees and the grass. Those will probably, I'll break them into 2 videos, maybe not, I guess I'll see how long they are, but I'll probably, if nothing, there'll at least be 1 video on how to show texture, probably 2, okay? So you want to get in all your base colors before you worry about any sort of small details, hence My house looks like a solid colored little kids blocks, and my trees don't have a whole bunch of anything going on right now. Okay, so get the base colors in first. Think about how dark or light it is compared to the things around it, and then after it's dried, then you go back in and you add those